Okay, everybody, we are live, and let me go live on Facebook. And everybody smile pretty. Hello, everybody. Hello, beautiful souls. You can see I have this little beautiful soul in back of me. This is Gracie. And of course, this is the Soul View. And we have Shivani here, and we have Lorelei, and we have Ferris. Everybody say hi.
Hi.
And we're going to be talking about our animal companions today. I'm so excited about this show because we are all just such animal lovers, and they mean so much to us, and they come into our lives for very specific reasons. Each of us, if we look back at our animal companions, we will see that they have taught us something that we needed to know in our lives. That have, they've opened up our heart. They've taught us how to be more compassionate. They've taught us how to be more forgiving and understanding, and how to clean up after them with joy. Well, maybe not always with joy. But we learn so much from our animal companions. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and talk with Lorelei about the cosmic weather. Lorelei?
Yes, and it's so cool that we're talking about relationships with our animals because the moon's in Libra, and that's the sign of relationship to ourselves, to others, to our animal companions. So how beautiful. So I've been giddy all day. It's wild. It's sort of like I've been talking to Simca and Moxie, and I don't know, it's just been very, very cool. So here we are in very important and powerful cosmic weather. We're in a crescent moon now. If you look up in the sky, you'll see that beautiful, it's the fingernail now, it's the crescent moon on the right side. And that's the phase right after the new moon when the vision or whatever seeds that you planted at the new moon are ready to grow. So at a crescent moon, the vision begins to expand, whatever it is that you planted. So this weekend, we'll have a first quarter moon, and that's the time to take action. But we're in this Leo new moon 30-day cycle, and that is the time to come back to the garden of your heart. That whatever you're doing now in your life on any level, if it's not heart-centered, if it's not coming from the heart, it's going to be really tough to make it happen or make it work or effort it forward, because the energy of the heart is speaking so loudly, especially again in eclipse energy where we get to make significant changes. So again, we're building to a full moon in Pisces in, next week. So new moon in Leo, full moon in Pisces. Those are the two most creative signs in the zodiac. So the opportunities between the new moon and the full moon, when the moon is waxing, what we call, when you see the moon building, the light building in the sky, that's when we begin to come out. In other words, the crescent moon is still an internal phase. So if you're feeling like you're still not quite ready to just know by the weekend at the first quarter moon, I feel like the weather man. The clouds will come in and the clouds will go out, but it'll be time to take action. Anyway, I just give you the weather and you decide whether to take the umbrella, right?
There you go. I love it. And I'm glad that you brought up that this is such a creative time, because I have been writing like crazy. And just, all these really wonderful ideas flowing. So hopefully when I get through, it'll make sense. But it has felt very creative. So I've loved it. Well, we have a comment, I believe, from one of our listeners. Well, we've got a lot of them, but one in particular that I wanted Shivani to go ahead and read. So Shivani, from our new room.
Yeah, so this comment is without the pic, is that right?
No, the comment, I put it in Skype. It was
okay. Okay, that's from Edith. Thank you, ladies, for this conversation. It's not exactly hot in a commercial sense to speak of taking responsibility for communicating one's thoughts and feelings in a proactive, non-blaming way to achieve clarity versus taking things personally and making assumptions, the source of so much commercial as well as personal, let's face it, global drama and comedy. But I think it's hot to keep life real. I appreciate your vulnerability in sharing personal examples and making it practical for us. it was kind of awesome to witness you, like dolphin midwives. Now being a dolphin midwife, gently lifting Shivani up and out of the mire that she found herself in with her reaction to that experience with the cafe. Yeah, and retrograde has a new meaning and value to me thanks to Lorelei. One less thing to be afraid of or superstitious of. I'm planning to experiment with this new level of curiosity-based communication in my everyday life. Okay, now I've said it. I'll have to let you know how it goes. Bless your hearts. And I mean that literally.
And I would love to know if Edith, if you're on the show again or whatever, I'd love to know your birthday, because as I'm listening to what you're saying, you're giving that to us, and I'll certainly receive it. And I know that Shivani and Ferris and Cindy will as well. But you're speaking you as you say that. So there are elements of you in what you shared with us. And so I'm fascinated to see what your astrological makeup is, if you want to share that. So
of course.
Yes, I would love to know as well. That's what I thought when I first read that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going, oh my gosh, she must have that. I wonder if she has this energy. I wonder if she has that energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we can't see what's not in us. We can't.
True.
No matter what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, we asked people, I apologize for the cough is still there. Don't know why, but it just keeps lingering. But we asked people in our newsletter to write in, tell us their animal stories, and post pictures. So if you are on Facebook joining us right now, you can go ahead and put your animal companion pictures up there, a brief story, and please keep them very brief because we don't have a lot of time to read them here on the show, but we would love to hear something about your animals. And I decided today for me that I would bring Gracie wherever she went to. Gracie?
She's behind the angel.
Yeah. Gracie, first of all, I'm going to talk. Sorry that this is loud, but that's how I get her attention. I'm going to show you real quick just what Gracie can do because she's pretty special. Okay, give me 5. 5. Thank you. See, she's very well trained, and Gracie, up. There you go. Gracie, other 5. Thank you. No, she will her right paw, and she's very well trained and just the sweetest little baby. And I wanted to show you this because she's pretty amazing, I think. And she wasn't chosen by me. She was chosen by my cat Band-Aid, who passed away a couple of years ago. And I've told this story perhaps before. You may have heard it, but Ferris and I went to the to look for a dog. We've been looking for a dog for quite some time, and we went to look for a dog. I didn't find one. They said, go see the kitties. They know that we're cat people. We go in there, and I see Gracie, but she's super low key. And but when I passed by her cage, I could hear Band-Aid, and I thought that was really weird. And but she was a little too low key for me, so I didn't get her that day. And Ferris and I fell in love with another kitty named well, we'll show him in a minute, but his name now is Rascal. And this cat, I fell so in love with him. He had such a personality. But every time I went by Gracie's cage, I could hear Band-Aid. So we left for a few days, came back. They were both still there. I ended up knowing that I had to get Gracie, that she was going to be very special, and Ferris ended up getting Rascal. So Ferris, is Rascal anywhere nearby? Is that Rascal in the background?
That's his trick.
Sleeping.
No, folding in half and sleeping.
Yeah. Folding in half. He is so beautiful and just such personality. And then Gracie, you know, Band-Aid was a Band-Aid to me after my car wreck. Gracie is a Band-Aid to many, and she is a therapy kitty and she goes all over the place with me. She goes shopping. She loves to go everywhere. And so she is definitely my little soulmate. And I just can't tell you how much joy she gives me, because she gives others so much joy.
Now, you don't have a birth date on her, right?
She is, what did we determine? Around June 1st.
Oh, so
last year.
Okay. Of 17?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
She's a year old.
Okay. Well, just one quick thing. It's kind of interesting. You know, Gemini, whether it's in an animal or a person, very intelligent, responding to verbal, you're telling her to shake or whatever it is. So, very bright. Air, people that have air energy is usually very alert, so again, kind of interesting, because you're having this communication with her, right?
Mm-hmm. And she is totally a communicator. She chatters, and getting more so.
That's a good Gemini word, chatter. That's a perfect Gemini word.
Really, is it? Okay.
I've never heard it referred to in an animal. I've heard it in a person. I know people who chatter, but I didn't know.
She does chatter.
She
now,
does.
That is the very definition of alert right there.
Uh-huh.
Can you show us a close-up, Ferris? I don't know if you can grab him real quick.
Let me see.
But both of these kitties, Ferris and I actually put our arms, and formed a bridge from shoulder to shoulder, and he kept walking back and forth between us. So when I knew I was supposed to get Gracie, look at this beautiful boy.
Yeah.
Isn't he gorgeous?
He's a little drowsy.
Yeah, but he's so gorgeous. And when I decided that I had to get her, that Band-Aid was guiding me to get her, then Ferris said, then I have to get Rascal, because he was just that cool.
See,
So
I've heard bits and pieces of that story, but I never heard it all the way through. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened. So
it's interesting what you say about Gemini, because my Gemini puppy, I noticed when I sing to him, I mean, I normally don't sing to an animal, but it just came in and he totally relaxes. Yeah, singing.
Cindy?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh.
Did you see how Ferris had to hold him? Because he has to make like a shelf, and then he just sits there.
He won't let me hold him with both hands.
He's such a lovey. So I want to, Ferris, why don't you tell us, you have pictures, but maybe, Shivani, you can bring your little teeny tiny puppy and show him.
Yeah, please, he's happy with the bone, but we're going to get him, bring him in.
And I want to see you hold him with one hand.
Yeah.
He's getting so heavy, I tell you. Oh my God, here he comes. The little tiny puppy. Yes, come on, my little tiny puppy.
Yeah. And he's tiny. How old is this tiny puppy?
Oh, he is the tiny puppy.
He's like, what, 10, 11 weeks now, Shivani?
He'll be 12 weeks this Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Isn't he beautiful?
Oh
my gosh, he's so cute.
Oh, my little Richie. Yes.
So you had a
puppy has so changed my life, I tell you. Life is not the same. Oh, and I want to go down.
He is a busy boy, and he has a little angel on his chest, or an angel. Sometimes it looks like a butterfly.
Wow. Yeah.
Sitting.
I don't know if you can see that.
Oh,
look how cute. Oh, look at this paws. He will be big. Look at my paws.
Oh my gosh.
Look, that's what I mean. Your dog hasn't got such big paws. Isn't that right, Akash? Yes. All right. Okay.
Yeah, he's
with back to my bone, he says. Let's get the priorities right here.
So he is going to be 12 weeks, and you had a Ridgie before, and Bodhi had, how long ago was it that he passed?
Only 2 months. So on the 4th of August, he passed.
Yeah.
Not August. You mean?
No, I'm sorry, June. what have we got? June, 4th of June. Yeah. Yeah.
And you had such a soul connection with that boy. Oh
my God. Absolutely. Yeah. And
So-
you know, when you say how much animals teach you, I mean, he taught me before, but especially during his cancer journey, he taught me how to be present, how to be in the moment, how to stop trying to control. That was a big one because I could not control anything, right? To the point I was so almost militant with his food and what he was allowed to eat and all his life. At the end, towards the end, it's like, okay, you can have some biscuits. I don't care anymore. It's like, as long as you eat it, right? So he taught me a lot.
He taught you how to be not so Capricorn.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, militant is
I had to tune in more too because he was so selective with food in the end, which was unheard of. You know, he would be a glutton normally. And so I actually learned to tune, and I had like 5-6 different foods handy. And in the end, I could tune in what he would take. So he also taught me about more communicating with him.
What do you think the number one soul lesson that you got from Bodhi? And then we want to talk about Akash.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the number one soul lesson that you really learned?
Love, self-love, love. I think also, I tell you what, consistency, because anybody who knows Ridgebacks, they push your buttons. And when I remember the moment when he decided, I don't have to listen to you, I can do my own thing. And then it was on. And then, you know, like I had to basically sometimes be with him for 5 minutes for one command. Yeah, like the consistency, being persistent is, that is one thing he really taught me. And Akash, for example, he's almost the opposite to Bodhi. Also really loving, thank God, because honestly, sometimes I've been super stressed because he's so the opposite and he really is pushy. And he's much more dominant, like Bodhi wasn't a dominant dog at all. And so I realized, okay, I really have to step up as a leader and be really strict with my boundaries. So it's very different again, you know.
I've always found that's kind of the challenge in getting the same kind of dog or cat or whatever the animal is again, getting the same thing again, because we have this preconceived notion of what they're going to be like, and then the new dog isn't that way. And it can be, and we can find ourselves facing a different kind of challenge. I have had that before with my Pomeranians, and you know, because I always had Pomeranians for years, and they weren't the same. And it was really a challenge. Does anybody else find that to be true?
Well, that's sort of like saying all humans are the same.
I was going to say, I find that kind of true with people.
I mean, you know, but you're a Pisces and you're a Capricorn and you're an Aquarius and I'm a Libra. I mean, if we use any construct, right, any language, you know, so you can have a breed, but within that breed or within that, you know, family are the different personalities depending on how they're wired, along with whatever those inherited traits are, or the DNA, or, you know, any of that stuff. So, I mean, I just want to share, because Shivani, I'm thinking, so here you are in a 12-year cycle of expanding your Scorpio energy, your moon and your Venus, your dog dies. That's one scorpionic experience. And now you've opened up your opening to a new relationship with another dog who has the moon in Scorpio like you do. So,
and he's so intense and he's such a bully. And you know, and I have times where I want to tear my hair out, like, and I knew he would be totally different, But oh my boy, he is challenging me at the moment.
When you said before about challenge, I mean, I would say talk about challenging you to be a powerful woman, leader, whatever. You know, it's almost like, you know, it's that the struggle for power, but yet in that this amazing transformation and intimacy. So it'll be really fascinating to see how that.
Yeah, because he's also incredibly beautiful and cuddly, and we have this bond. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he's wild. He is just wild.
and he's still a puppy. This too shall pass, even though sometimes it doesn't think it's going. Yeah.
I mean,
well, I think that's where I have to control myself, because then I go into fear, going, he doesn't stay this little puppy anymore. Soon I can't pick him up anymore. You know, if he keeps going with that energy and that behavior, I'll have an uncontrollable dog, you know.
Well,
so we have to be on top of him.
You're taking a walk on your own wild side, Shivani.
No, it looks like it.
And he's mirroring that back to you.
and who has the leash?
Exactly.
Now that's the thing, you know, like even I can't even walk him at the moment. Well, last night, I must say, I lost it. I just dragged for a while. That's it. I dragged him after me. He would like, I'm not walking. And I've never experienced that. It's like, oh my God, what do I do?
Speak German to him. Maybe he'll respond.
No, like I said, well, food works, singing works.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I know. It just
I've had to drag him a few times. I'll talk about him a little later, but
yeah. Last night was like he just did not behave, and I was like, I watched myself and I thought, oh my God, I'm becoming the owner from hell. You know what you're not supposed to be doing. But Manchi, he was different. Like, yep, he almost strangled himself, but for a minute or so, it's like, no, you're coming with me. I don't care. And then we had a different relationship. So I feel he needs the boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm going to let her out before she tips over something. So I'm going to let her out. Are you okay?
So,
come on.
Yeah, it's another notch, you know, having a powerful Ridgeback.
Yeah, and would challenge every bit of control. I mean, it's really, what an amazing experience you're going to get to have. I mean, I don't know how it's going to unfold, but it's not an accident that you would attract a dog that has the same moon that you do, you know, at a time when that energy of Scorpio is being expanded for all of us, because here's Jupiter in Scorpio. I mean, again, what are the chances of that?
You know? And so it's, Scorpio moon is the intensity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because but yet Gemini, right? Yeah. But so that's the light, you know, Gemini is as light as Scorpio is dark, you know, very interesting mix, but you know, they all come in with such beautiful lessons for us.
And I mean, he's amazing. Like his eyes are totally different, of course, to Bodhi, but his eyes are like, wow. You know, like they speak, and he looks at me. And,
intense, I'll bet, right? Pretty intense.
And so maybe the soul lesson is patience. You know, that we never know what it's going to be, but I always think, okay, you know, that's what I learned from Band-Aid is patience.
That's my biggie.
What's that?
That's my biggie.
Patience. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like that. What just came in, Shivani, is it's like he sees through to your soul, and you know.
Yeah, like the connection, you know, is incredible, and the anger and the frustration he allows, you know, that I obviously have within me, that he gets out of me. It's like,
yeah. I mean, you know, thank God we're somewhat conscious as we're having this conversation, right? Because it's so easy, if people have pets especially, to not get that and think the pet is acting out, right? Well, the pet's acting out, but the pet's acting us out.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. He is so hypersensitive. And I know when I'm stressed, or I have somebody here who at one stage cried, And he went straight to her, sat next to her, and licked her hand. Like
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
he has both. He's that incredible. I am a Kush, and I'm wild, and I'm a witchbag, and I'll do what I want. To this incredibly feeling, loving, beautiful.
And you talk about therapy dog. Having Dolly, my Lhasa that died a year and a half ago, you remember her, Cindy? She had a Scorpio, and when I used to do in-person readings, which I don't do that much of anymore because it's all on the phone, all of a sudden she'd be off doing her thing, and I'd be talking to the client, and all of a sudden she'd come back, sit at their feet, lick them, or do something, put her paw on their chest. It was the Scorpio. You just made me remember that. It's that, and I would say to clients, I don't know what she's going to do, but if she comes back, pay close attention, because she's got a moon in Scorpio, and she feels the depth of emotion. And right?
Yeah, because Bodhi didn't when I was emotional, Bodhi actually went hiking. It was the opposite. Yeah. So they're almost the opposite.
So Akasha is more attuned to your emotions.
Yeah.
Any emotions.
Any emotion.
Okay. Yeah. Because
it's almost
and
like
yes, definitely to my emotions. But like I said, I noticed Lisa, who's here with me, felt really sad, had a little cry. Akash was with me, and then he left. And then when I checked, he sat right next to her, licking her hand. Yeah, so he's very attuned to emotions.
Wow.
Well, I would love to
help,
hear from
obviously,
everybody. If you also are experiencing this, if you want to go ahead and write in, everybody, whether you're on Facebook or right here or on YouTube later, we want to hear about your animal companions as well and what you have learned from them on a soul level.
Well, you know what, my good friend Tammy Billups, who's written a book on the connection between animals and people and the contracts, and she's an amazing woman and a good friend of mine. And we had a conversation today, and she said, which I thought was so profound, when we rescue, animals, they are rescuing us. In other words, it's a mutual rescue. Yeah. And what she said that was the real piece here was, because, and some people can allow themselves to be rescued and others don't, and continue to rescue the animals and never get the gift of the rescue, if that makes sense. It made total sense to me.
That really speaks to me, because I didn't know I was being rescued with Gracie, because I was extraordinarily depressed over losing Band-Aid, and especially because he walked off to die. He knew he had cancer and he walked off, and I didn't get to see him. And it was heartbreaking for me for so long, and he was my best buddy. So now this little guy, you want to tell us about this little guy?
This is Moxie.
Guy or girl?
She's a girl.
Girl. Okay, I said guy, but yeah, I was thinking girl.
And you know what is it's so amazing having the astrological information, because she's a Taurus, May 4th, and I have a Taurus moon. I have never had such an affectionate cat. She's under my arm, she licks my nose, she licks my lips. Simca doesn't do that. She and she's often sprawled out in the sun. I mean, I watch her and I go, she embodies Taurus. It's like, the comforts, she's on her back. I mean, and it's, so I think to myself, what are the chances of that we would adopt a kitty that would have my moon sign? I mean, she would be the sun sign and my moon is Taurus, and then feeling this incredible connection. Like if I lie down to take a nap, it's not too long before she's right next to me, doing her thing, nuzzling, So, and with animals, they're so pure. So it's so much easier to discern their personality, because they don't have an ego. They're not covering up any shit like we are. They're just so, they're innocent and they're pure, much like children. And so I mean, and watching Simca, who's her older brother, and the two of them kind of do their thing, is really been really very, very cool. And I just, again, I so believe in the whole, they come in, to teach us something about us that we wouldn't learn if we didn't have the relationship with them.
I totally agree. And Simcha, by the way, is Hebrew for joy,
Yes.
which I just love. And Ferris, do you have that picture? I know that you said that you were queuing up pictures of everybody. Do you have some of the pictures? Because then you can see, you can also see Akash and his big body too, because I got full.
Yeah, I'll bring them up here.
Here he is. Look at that little boy, that tiny baby boy.
Hey, you are. Hey.
Here we go. Now, here's one, Cindy, that you haven't talked about yet.
Okay, this is a Pomeranian that was born on the 29th of July at, what was it? 6:53, I believe it was, in the morning. And this is the other baby that I was supposed to get. I was getting the Morkie first, but she actually has passed. And I learned a lot about myself in that experience. And then 5 months later, I was to get this puppy so that they would be sisters and they would be part of my therapy pack, because I'll have 2 dogs. My goal was to have 2 puppies for people that were allergic to kitties or afraid of kitties. And then I'll have Gracie as well. So I'm doing this because I want to, I'm already doing this with Gracie. She's already a therapy kitty. So I thought, well, I'll get puppies too. And then when Gabby passed, then I decided to get another one, which we'll show in a little bit. But this is Gidget, which is why I wanted to call my other puppy Moondoggy, which was Gidget's boyfriend. And she just opened her eyes. And she is the feisty one, and she makes the funniest little chatter that I've ever heard. And she is the most vocal of the 3 puppies. And she's the first one to escape from mommy.
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn sent me a picture and said, of course she was the first one to escape. And I'm going, oh my gosh, what am I in for?
Well, and she's Leo. I mean, that's pretty fascinating. I mean, yeah, that's joy. That's what Leo is about.
Yeah.
So that's.
And Akash just for the first time jumped from my lap straight down.
Really? Oh my goodness. Well, who do we have next, Ferris?
Okay, next we've got Rascal.
Look at him.
Oh,
Isn't he
wow.
beautiful?
Now that's the same. That's the same cat that you just saw me holding. He's a little more alert there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. And I just fell in love with him too. But again, Band-Aid picked out.
Yep.
Gracie.
And I should say, you were talking about how comforting animals can be. When I'm sick, which is not very often, but when I get into one of my depression spells, I've got 4 cats surrounding me all the time, constantly.
Wow.
They know, and they're right there.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do they teach me patience, they give me comfort.
Yeah, totally. When I've got one on either side of me, same thing. Oh, look at it.
And there's Akash.
Oh my Lord.
See those teeny tiny little paws?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look at the intense eyes.
Well, you know what I see? I see the inquisitiveness of Gemini with the depth of Scorpio in those eyes.
Ah.
There's an inquisitiveness. There's like a curiosity, but it's deep.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to figure it out. Like, wow.
And I see already the Gemini, I think, because he would do one thing, right? So we would be, say, playing and it's really intense. And then suddenly I stop and, oh no, I need to smell the grass over there.
Exactly.
And it's like, he's not that
he's off.
He can only focus for a little while, right?
That's totally Gemini. That's exactly right. He could be really intensely focused.
Yeah.
From short
And then it's like, oh.
And this is called the Zoomies. when they get that burst of energy, it's a real thing, and it's called the zoomies.
The Zoom.
Did you
And
know
then
that?
usually they'll nap. They'll usually they'll zoom, have to go potty, and then they go to sleep.
You know what Akash does? Seriously, I've watched him. He manages to propel himself straight up into the air with all 4 paws. So it's like, whoop!
Oh my gosh!
He doesn't zoom, well, he zooms, but it's more that big.
This guy.
And next we've got,
Whoops.
Okay, that's Gracie. And over here, this is, well, he was going to be Moondoggy, and then he was going to be Dipper, because he has the little dipper on his belly.
Oh, he's so
So
cute.
the sign of the little dipper. And every time, Ferris and I tried to take him for a walk one night, every time I called him Dipper, he would lay down. Did not like that name. I took him to a training class. He would not do anything. So I started trying on names, and I said Trooper, and he immediately responded. We took him for a walk. He stayed right with me. He started doing all of his tricks. This is the first dog I have ever had that chose his own name.
How cool is that?
Well, we don't know.
well, he did have a multiple choice.
Yeah, he had a multiple choice, but he liked Trooper. And we don't know. He's still, I'm actually fostering him. And they've had somebody that just got a hold of us and wants to actually get him. But we get first opportunity, but Gary hasn't had a chance to meet him yet. We're trying to decide on size, because we have a lawn that's a postage stamp lawn, and he is an outdoor dog, and he also loves children. And to be conscious, as much as I love this dog, and he is the easiest animal I have ever trained in my life, he's pretty extraordinary. I have to do what's right for him. And he loves children. He wants to be outside all the time. He needs a yard. I don't know how big he's going to be. They said anywhere from 45 to what was it, Ferris? 88 pounds?
90.
Or something like
I
that.
think the latest
Yeah.
was 90 something.
Yeah. Yeah. So he doesn't look like he's going to be that big to me.
No.
But I don't know. I don't know. And I want to do what's right for him. So I'm going to let Gary meet him, and we're going to see, I'm going to really try and tune in. If anybody gets on a hit on that, let me know. But I must do what's right for the dog, and to be selfless when you have gotten so attached to an animal, that is hard.
That's tough.
That's going to be really, really hard, because this little guy is cool, and you can see he has become buddies with Gracie. Although he loves other dogs better, he will play with her, though he gets a little rough.
So we have who is it? Lisa wrote in. Yes, I've always felt they rescued me. My dog is a real mirror. I've learned to watch her energy more on walks rather than worry about her meeting another dog, as she has not been socialized.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
And look at those.
Aww.
I can tell that Moxie, look at the way she's just kind of leaning into Simca.
Yeah.
They're such buddies already.
Mm.
Has there been any issues with them?
No. You know what? I lost my sound again.
We can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, the only issue, it's interesting because just like people have relationships, like we have a chart and then the other person has a chart. Well, the same with them. Their sun sign, Simca's a Virgo, she's a Taurus. Their sun sign is Cancer. And there's been some digestive because Simca, like we got her as a playmate for him because, he was an only cat, so to speak, after John's dog died, etc. So there's been a little bit of diarrhea, a little bit of just adjustment in that sense. They groom each other all the time. So they're very Cancer together. I mean, they don't cuddle all the time, but when they do, like she'll go right under him or she'll jump on his back. And I keep telling him what a great big brother he is. He really But that's a perfect Cancer gesture. I didn't set that up. They did that and I captured it and I went, oh my God, John, look at that.
Isn't that cute? I love the way their paws are right there
Yeah.
together like that. That just, oh, melt your heart, everybody.
And we asked folks to send in their own critters and stories. And here's Gail's critters.
Look at this.
Oh. Oh.
How I would love to know how that birdie, those birdies get along with that kitty. What did she have to say? Is someone able to pull
You
that
got
up
it there,
there? Where am I
Siobhan?
going to find it?
Yeah, do you know what? I can't actually get Skype up from my computer screen, but I can have a look at the phone. Let me just see.
I'm trying to look here to see.
Hello, Akash.
Okay. They get the best food and care, even at my expense. They are the only reason I get out of bed. This is Gail, and this is Gail's babies. And Gail, I sure would love to know how because I've always wanted to get a bird, but I've been afraid to. I feel like I would be just offering a smorgasbord to my cats because they're hunters. They're such hunters. They're indoor, outdoor kitties.
That's right.
Okay, and so let us know. Is this Gail again?
Oh,
Sarah?
this is Annette. This is Ginger.
Oh yeah, I've got that. So she came to me when I was volunteering at Big Cat Rescue in Tampa. Ginger was trying to go. Oh yeah, and sorry, Akash loves leads, electrical leads. Okay, Ginger was trying to get into a leopard's enclosure, but she came over when I called, thank goodness. Ginger is my shaman, high priestess cat. She will come sit with me whenever I'm doing any kind of spiritual work and bites me when I'm feeling sorry for myself, in inverted commas, stuck in luck, thinking or self-pity. She asked me to drum for her. I play the Irish bodhrán, and sits right by the drum and purrs when I do. Ginger also loves to have sound healing in the form of a rattle run gently over her body.
Really?
Wow. Usually cats would freak out about it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced she's a third reincarnation and the first time as a female. She's taught me a lot about my own spirituality and uniqueness, and is always the no-nonsense guide on my thinking's effect on my well-being. I believe our soul contract is to assist each other in evolution and compassion for all creatures on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will be an ongoing partnership. Annette.
He's
That's
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Thank you, Annette.
Mm-hmm.
And
then we have
I should
Paula.
say, real quickly here, we asked folks to send in your pictures and your stories of your critters, and it's her fault, Cindy's fault.
Yeah.
The extra one.
I didn't.
I
I didn't catch that. He only put 3 ones instead of 4 ones.
I got the email address wrong. It's supposed to be Soulview 1111.
Yes.
And somebody only put 3 ones in there. So,
And I didn't catch that. Ferris only put 3 ones in there.
so still go ahead and send them in, and we'll get them in the private Facebook group.
Yes. Melissa is saying, and the birds too, in the photos, all together, love. And Annette says, both of my cats asked to choose their own names. And I mean, that was really interesting. I've never had a dog insist on a different name. And that tells me he's going to be a strong character as he gets older. He's pretty calm, easy to train, but he is, he's kind of macho. So he wanted Trooper is his name now. That's a macho name. He was going, I don't want those silly ass other names you tried to give me.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, and you've been a trooper in your life, Cindy.
That's it. And Melissa says, Oh my gosh, I love Akash.
Thank you. I do
love
too.
that it rhymes. Akash by gosh. And Melissa says he is intense with love and inquisitiveness.
Mhm.
And you can
Yeah,
see
that's a
that
Gemini
he's very
trait.
inquisitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've spent hours on the phone, haven't we? Swapping puppy stories.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, like Logic, when you say about the name, Logic, because I connected with him before he came energetically for 2 weeks. And my conscious mind wanted to call him Angel. And then out of the blue came Akash. Like, I mean, yes, I know of the name because of my involvement with yoga, but I have not thought of it consciously. And Akash is a very strong name.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I love that name.
And yeah, he's Akash. And we have Paula said also, I noticed you have a Rhodesian Ridgeback puppy. Wow. I always love to see when people have this lovely breed of dog. My husband and I raised Rhodesies for a number of years. In fact, my male of 9 years is thinking about transitioning soon. So I will be on the hunt for a puppy myself. So happy to see your beautiful pup. Blessings, Paula.
Aw.
Yeah. Yeah, having a big dog, they unfortunately don't live as long as little dogs. So yeah, 10 years. Akash. Thank you. Oh, he's listening. Tina was set up the light, and so he comes in and he tries to gnaw on the electricals.
Well, that's what happened to Trooper yesterday. Is he bit down, and all of a sudden we heard, and he came racing through. My aunt came running down the steps, and he got a little electric shock. So I don't think he's going to be biting on any more cords.
Yeah, he's already.
He's been passive all day today. He's been real quiet, so I think he got a little bit of a shock.
I bet. Wow. Yeah. He's already destroyed my Apple lead, so we had to get a new one.
Oh, no.
Despite 2 people watching him, basically.
I'm going to
All
see.
right, we have another one. I don't
I'm
know.
going to see if this is my aunt with the puppy. I'm going to grab him.
Dad passed in hospice in March, and the thing about Honey was she was so hyper and scatty and a nervous energy almost when out socially. But I had minded her previously, so knew how she was. I had to take her to hospice that day because I knew it was going to be a long day and couldn't leave her alone. When Dad took his last breath, it happened that I had Honey on a leash and I sat alongside Dad after he went for at least 10 minutes, just breathing and in the moment as I let him go. It was only later that I asked my brother, did he take Honey? Because I couldn't remember her being there at the time. And he said, no, she was sitting by my chair. That is really unusual for Honey to sit still at any time. But of course, it was clear to me that she knew she did what dogs do in those moments where they are beautifully aligned with the energy and ability to heal or be a therapy or just sit in love. Of course, I have this connection to Honey now. She brought me so much. Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Incredible. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I really believe, and when Danielle comes on in a few weeks, animals are here to teach us. It's the other way around. Yes, we have to teach them too, but really, they're pretty conscious. They're much more conscious than than I gave them credit.
Totally.
Before. Like I got another level of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wonder what I'm supposed to. I'm wondering what I'm supposed to be learning from this little guy.
He doesn't look so little there.
Oh my God. Have a look at this pause.
Oh, they're
Oh, they are big.
That's what the vet said. We're taking to him another vet, and we're not going to give him any information and just see what he says.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's so calm.
Yeah, he's calm today. Ever since he had his electrical shock, that was not good.
Oh, that's Trooper. No, that's Trooper.
Trooper, yeah. Trooper now. But look at he hugs like a baby. He's, are you a baby? Are you a baby? He is the sweetest little kid. Oh, aren't you? Oh, sweet boy.
Adorable.
Oh. Yes.
He's a terrier lab mix.
I didn't see that.
They're thinking he's a bull terrier and lab mix.
Pit bull.
But no, they decided that it was bull terrier, not pit bull, because of the shape of his snout. And they're both big dogs. So,
Yeah.
We'll see, but he is so cool. He is low key though. Normally low key. He has the zoomies every now and then, but he's pretty, and he loves Ferris.
And y'all, before we leave, I do want to show y'all Band-Aid.
Oh, I want to see that.
This was Cindy's soulmate.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
Oh,
My Band-Aid through every surgery, everything that I went through after the car wreck. He was right there. He had full communication with me. He understood everything. He was just an extraordinary cat. And I miss him every day, but I talk to him all the time. And he brought me Gracie. And I thank him all the time.
Did communicate with her. It was uncanny.
He picked out my comforter, my new comforter. I went out. I didn't know what was going to match, so I went out and I bought 5 different ones. And I would put the comforter on the bed, and he would make this sound, turn his back on me, and go to the end of it. He didn't like it. And he kept doing that. And my sister's watching this whole process. And then when I finally put on the one that he liked, he came up to the bed and he just curled up and laid down and went to sleep. And she's like, I can't believe this cat just picked out the comforter he liked. But he would go and get my sister and just be, he would bring her to me to tell me to put the computer down so that I would give him some time, because I get so involved in work, I forget.
And so you think it's a big deal that a dog would pick his name?
Well, he was special, and now Gracie is a different kind, and he will be. And whether he's supposed to be with us or someone else, I'm going to honor whatever it has to be. Though I really would like to be able to keep him. But we'll just see.
Well, see, what comes to me again is, here's a beautiful opportunity to just clean and wait for the divine inspiration, whatever it is. Because you don't really know, and you don't really have to spend any time trying to figure it out, because it'll be clear.
I'm glad you just said that, because I have been my rational mind is trying to figure it out, and I need to just let it all go.
Yeah. Every time you get anxious, anyway, it's, and then when that divine inspiration comes in any area of my life, whether it's a little thing or a big thing, I'm just so in awe of the way that happens. So I just wanted to offer that, because I could feel that. Like, you want him, but you don't think it's fair to him, and you don't really want a big dog, but you love him. And yeah.
Well, also you can talk to him too, and even if you think logically, well, it's not fair to him, maybe he's happy to adjust.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
that's possible too.
When I have asked him, he goes out in the middle of the lawn and he stares at the neighbor girl's yard. There's 2 little girls, and they can come out of the front door and he's at that front door whimpering to go out because he wants to be with them.
Mm.
That's when I realized how much he loves kids. He's at the bus stop every morning. He knows when the bus is coming. He whimpers and he wants to go out, so we have to go to the bus stop every morning.
Mm.
He is such a kid dog, and that's why I started going, I don't want to do an injustice. I'm not having any more kids.
Yeah.
I'm in my 60s. I'm winding down, and if he needs children and he wants to be outside all the time, then I must be open to that opportunity for him and not be selfish. But that's hard, especially just losing another dog, and I'm going, oh, what am I supposed to, what's this lesson?
It's one thing to get a dog as a companion for your cat, or to get another cat as a companion for your cat, but to get a kid as a companion for your dog.
I was just thinking that though.
Yeah.
To bring in the kids.
But maybe I'm just offering something different. Maybe Trooper is happy to serve all these kids that are on the bus. Maybe that is actually, he might make the kids' day, even making an experience for a few minutes.
That may be his ministry.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be the therapy.
Yeah, and we've thought about that because he's so fast to train. I've thought about he would be a perfect bigger dog as a therapy dog. Instead of having two little ones, have the little one and the big one, depending on the people's
Because
comfort.
Bodhi was a therapy dog. He was actually the reading dog in the library for kids that had reading problems. Yeah, Bodhi was a therapy dog.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Kids that had issues reading, they read to my dog. Yeah, he was the library dog once a week.
I love that.
Yeah, he was big, but he was really, he loved kids. He loved babies. Yeah. He was the dog that, the poor toddler. So he, already when he was younger, would go on the beach. He sees a toddler or little kid. He would run by it, change direction. So he's right in front of the kid and lick his face. And of course, more often than not, the kid would just cry blue murder. But he was so excited to see the kids.
Now, did you get him before the new moon, Cindy? When did he come?
On the 7th. It was actually August 7th, the very day that I was supposed to get.
Okay, so that was the last quarter moon. Okay.
Yeah, Gabby, and I've got to let him out. Do you need me to hold you? Do you need me to hold you, baby boy? Okay. He loves to be held like a baby. He is a big baby. Look at that face.
He's so beautiful, so pure.
Do you see what I mean about the bull terrier? And they said, no, he's not. He doesn't have any of the square head like a pit. They said it's bull terrier. And so I had to go look it up, and that's the Target dog. The dog's
a Target dog?
Commercials. Huh?
Oh. Target stores.
Target stores, yeah.
That's your marketing, right?
Yeah. So, there are some other comments here, and Melissa's asking, oh my gosh, Trooper is beautiful. How old is he? He is 11 weeks. So he's kind of big.
Yes.
Not compared to yours, Shivani. Okay, let's see let's see, Cindy Weber. And I want to say Cindy Weber is going through something right now. She's a foster parent too, and that's what made me decide to foster, actually, was Cindy Weber. She fosters cats, and we're both cat people. And then I thought, okay, I could do that. She says I'm foster failure because if I adopt him, I defeat the purpose. But I would like to foster animals. I just don't want to end up with all of them. But she has this kitty or kitties that she's been taking care of, and she took them into this animal hospital to take care of. Well, one of them, Gracie, her name is Gracie, got out, and the the hospital was irresponsible, and they've been on a hunt for her.
Oh.
So I have to, you know me, I always have to look at the divine reason for things happening, and I have to look at that and say, why would this be happening? What is the lesson here? What's the message? What is her role in all of this? Which she has been a huge advocate for these animals. Huge.
Well, and Cindy's a Leo, so she's been an advocate for the cats. Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Okay, Debbie has a message in there. Is anybody? She's got her hand raised. Can we?
Yeah, I can't see the.
Debbie, I'm going to unmute you here.
Okay.
You are unmuted.
Hi.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Debbie.
I have 3 Vishlas, and
Oh, wow.
they are incredibly intuitive to the point of being psychic. In fact, you have to watch what you think around them, and you cannot yell at them. They get sick, but they are so easy to train that you don't need to yell at them.
Debbie,
Yes.
I grew up in the country. What's a Vishlu?
Vishla is a similar looking dog, well, different looking to, like, it's a hunting dog, usually dark brown, big, similar looking to a Rhodesian Ridgeback. It's a hound, right? A Vishla is a hound.
It's a sporting dog, and they're kind of a cousin to a Weimaraner.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they're rust colored.
Mm.
And they're medium, I'd say medium size, around 50 pounds or so. And they are extremely sweet, extremely smart. And like I said, intuitive to the point of being psychic. You really can't think something because they will know what you're thinking. And sometimes it drives me nuts.
Well, there's a lesson, isn't it? To be careful what you're thinking.
Yes.
No, Debbie, you just brought up a great point. I was wondering if, for Trooper, if when we started talking about his size, we realized how big he was going to be and that we couldn't have a dog that was so big. And we started talking about what's right for him if he's sensing that.
Oh, yes.
Of course he would.
I wonder if he would, maybe it was the cord or maybe it wasn't, but ever since that, he has been kind of low key, but he might be sensing that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yes.
we really have connected. This guy, he sleeps on my feet all the time. He thinks he's a teeny tiny baby.
Cindy, my gut tells me you should keep this dog. And
Debbie, thank you for saying it.
I think the idea of letting him just socialize with kids in the neighborhood is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
that's
think
what I'm getting.
Really?
He
Look
already
at
is
this
in love
face.
with you, Cindy. He's totally in love with you.
And look, he has the Big Dipper on his, or the Little Dipper on his belly. How good can you get? I mean, how good can you get on that one?
Cindy, you know what?
Yeah.
It just hit me. Debbie, thank you. He's the dog version of Tom.
You think so?
Oh,
Yeah.
My cat Tom.
yeah.
Their cat Tom. Tom will always be my hero. Tom was the most self-possessed being I've ever known. And people would walk their dogs and the dogs would drag them over to Cindy's house to see Tom. Literally, I've seen him do it. And
Wow.
Tom knew everybody in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
All the kids. He loved kids too.
And that's Gracie. She's well known around the neighborhood. She goes and loves on all the little kids. And then he's right there with Gracie in the morning at the bus stop. They were both out there this morning. So.
Yeah. And it really depends. Like, that's what I understand with dogs. Even if they're big, if he has a low energy or medium energy,
Mm-hmm.
that's really the main thing you need to look at, because even if they're big, doesn't mean it's chaos.
Right.
You can have a little dog that's
Yapping all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, big dogs are not necessarily more work.
Nope.
or
Well-
that he needs, the garden so much as you think he does. Just saying.
I never had a big
I
dog.
also have the feeling you need to keep him.
And
No pressure.
And remember, Cindy, Mercury goes direct on Sunday. So you'll probably get, I don't know if you have to make a decision before then, but you'll certainly start to get clarity, I would think.
And they asked us to make a decision because there's another couple, as I told you, that want him. And I don't know if they have children or not.
Yeah.
But I've asked them if I could keep him because I want Gary to meet him. My husband's never seen him.
Yeah.
And it really would be my husband's dog. This is the dog he's always described he wants. So,
Wow.
he's Gary has to meet him and decide,
When is that happening?
tomorrow night. But they've asked us to make a
Fantastic.
decision by Friday. So
by
we'll let
Friday.
everybody know. Let me look and see what other comments. Do we have any comments there? I'm going to look and see what else we have.
And Debbie, thank you. I'm going to mute you back, okay?
Thank you.
And let me see. I saw something on, let me see. Melissa says, give him some aconite, homeopathic remedy that might help him. His stomach has been upset today. After, and then put some bitters on the cords. And I actually went out and got some. He hadn't been bothering the cords until last night. So see, your dog, Shivani, gave my dog ideas.
That's a good Gemini thing
I've got
to do.
the answer piece also. The teething, hey?
Yeah, that's a big deal. But I got him an antler, and I got him a bunch of toys.
Yeah, that's the antler too.
Yeah. Follow your heart. I am following my heart, and I'm trying to really remain open to what's best for the critter. Annette says both my cats. Oh, we've already said that. Asked to their names. Okay. Anyone else? Any other comments?
Yeah, we have Anne, but he'd love to go running with you. That's probably for you, Cindy.
Well, he's got really long legs, and that's another thing that we've wanted. We've always wanted a dog. When we got to the park, there are always people running with their dogs, and that was one thing that we really wanted. So we'll. He just can't. He hasn't had all of his parvo shots, so he can't go out to the park yet. Annette says you can ask them to come back to you in another form, and when they do, there is no mistaking that they are the same soul, especially when they have been a soulmate for you. And that's kind of what I feel with Gracie and Band-Aid. He definitely took part in that. Okay, and let's see here. And Melissa says, yes, he senses maybe that I'm trying to decide what's the right thing for him. And that may be, he's right at my feet now. And he's trying to get your attention. I don't know who that's for. That might be for you. Look at that face. Look at those eyes. Magical. Okay. Any other comments, anyone?
Okay. Okay. Yes or no? You want to go?
Oh, they're also precious. They are. And it's interesting to me, and Lorelei, I want to finish this by just having you tell me, is it the Leo energy that is creating this need for all of us to have new pets to play with right now? Because I've had a blast. Even Ferris has been, and I've got to post this video, everybody, got down on the floor with him and was doing this, and he's following right along. He has, he loves physical cues, and he follows right along with whatever you want. And
Well, that's interesting because Gemini is the mimic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's mimicking. Yeah, I mean, Leo is the sign of the child and of joy. So getting into that space, and I mean, animals put us in that space. I mean, again, I was just thinking of myself, listen to how we talk to our animals, right? We have these pet names, we have these cute little things that we say, we're in our own little world with our animals. I mean, they mirror that innocence and that wonder of the child. So yes, to answer your question. So here we're in the new moon. We're in the crescent moon now, but the 30-day lunar cycle that we're in is Leo. So it's like whatever would speak to the heart, and animals, I mean, hands down, of course.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just thought it was interesting that we all ended up with animals, new critters at the same time. And was not my intention to even have a dog. And then all of a sudden this need, and my heart was wide open and ready.
Yeah.
I thought you.
And I had no intention to get a dog that quickly after Bodhi. Same.
Yeah. I thought Cindy had lost her mind.
Yeah, because I'm such a cat person. But
so does that mean, Shivani, that you're on the rebound?
A ridgeback rebound.
Or backbound. Yeah.
Well, this has been so much fun. And Ferris, are any of your other kitties around by chance? Because Jackie is the other one that is Ferris's little soulmate.
Jackie's out on the deck.
Okay.
Patches is here. What is that sound?
Sounds like a ship that's leaving the shore.
Yeah, it does.
Oh. Well, I want to thank Debbie for her comments today too, and for all of you for writing in, because there we go.
Patches is almost 20 years old.
Oh my God.
Have you had him that long?
Yeah.
Wow.
Her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Come on.
Ferris has 4 kitties also.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Cinnamon, who...
Patches, you stink.
She's 17.
About 8, 10, 11 animals between us, right?
Oh my gosh. That's what I was saying to Gary is, oh my gosh, I've just had 4 cats. They're easy.
Yeah.
They're so easy. And
Oh, yeah.
just lovies, all of them. The 2 of them sleep with me every single night. And then all of a sudden I got a dog. And then I'm going to have another one. What am I thinking? They'll get lots of love. We've had a blast with this one. He is so awesome. So, well, any other parting thoughts, anybody?
Just one thing, Mercury goes direct on Sunday, as I said, so just intend that anything that you need to know or anything that you need to reframe again, Mercury's getting ready, it's slowing up, getting ready to move forward again, and when a planet changes direction, its energy is louder. So again, there can be tremendous opportunities in these next few days to really, have some thought come in that really is very valuable for whatever you're looking to do in your life.
And I think we had a couple of, I see a blinking couple people wrote in. Are those ones that we already got, or?
I don't know. I can't see it on Zoom. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Some just came in.
Thank you. Says.
No, just thank you. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. Well, this has been fun, everybody. And when we get together again with our animals, and that will be with Danielle McKinnon, and we're booking her now sometime for September. And we will have her come in, and I actually would love to talk to her right now so that I can hear what the dog has to say about all this. And it's going to be great. So if you have questions about your animals, please write them down. And that way, when she comes on, she's an animal psychic and animal healer. She's absolutely amazing. And what is the name of her book? Pardon?
She is fantastic.
She
know
is.
what? I don't know the name.
Animal Lessons, I think, is her book.
Animal Lessons is her book. Yeah. And so when she comes on, if you have questions about your critters, go ahead and just start writing them down so that we will have them when it comes time for her to come on. And we're working on that date right now. We'll let everybody know.
And honestly, the book is awesome. That's what changed me to really understand again a different notch deeper how every animal really comes for a reason and is teaching us.
And
So
yeah.
book is, yeah. It's like, oh my God, okay.
Well, we'll continue to get our dogs to bond.
Yeah.
Oh, this was great fun. Is either Simca or Moxie around?
I think they are doing their thing.
Okay, all right.
And they're relating.
You'll see your baby back there. He's all folded up and right behind you. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
and Gypsy's in the kitchen, but Jackie's still outside.
oh, okay. Well, this has been fun, everyone, and each of us have the opportunity to learn something from our animals. And for me, Band-Aid taught me patience and understanding. The way that he communicated with me so strongly. It opened me up to a new level of compassion, communication, and understanding. And to hear him and bring Gracie to me was one of the greatest gifts. And it really felt to me like it was his way of saying, yes, I understand that I had to go the way that I did without you getting to say goodbye, but here's somebody else you can talk to, just like you did to me. Someone that I was your Band-Aid, but this kitty's a Band-Aid to many. And we go to all these hospice, nursing homes and everything, and it's extraordinary. So whatever your soul lesson is, everyone, talk to the animals, walk with the animals.
And it's good to remember that they're all Band-Aids.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
When they pee on my clothes, it's easy to forget.
Well, this has been great fun, everybody. And leave us your comments. If you're on YouTube, leave us your comments. Tell us about your critters. We will read them on the next show. We will post them in our private Facebook page. The Soul View is our private chat room. We would love to hear everybody's stories. And there you can actually leave longer stories if you have a longer story that you want to share. Go ahead and post on our regular page, Energized Living Today on Facebook, or right on the side. Yeah. So we thank you all for being here. Much love to everyone, and I'm looking forward to Mercury going direct.
And like us, if you haven't done so, and share with your friends that we exist.
Yes, absolutely. Well, much love to you all.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, and I send you all light.